Hey everybody, it's Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. Beautiful day again today in the homestead. So much to do. Today I'm going to haul that trailer out and I'm going to start working on it. I'm going to bring it into the sun so I can see what I'm doing. I don't want to work in the shade. And when I get that trailer cleaned up, I'm going to first start out with a Sawzall and snip off any bolts. A lot of rusty bolts on there in my way. Hope I'm not bouncing with the camera too much. I want to clean that all off. Wire brush any bad rust. I don't think it's bad at all, really. And paint it. I've got some farm implement primer that I'm going to hit that with. It's rust proofing farm implement primer. Yeah, I might end up doing it right here because it's an awkward thing to haul around. Now that I'm here, I can see better. I can see all right around here. So I'm going to get my tools and equipment ready. And I'm going to snip off. There's a bolt holding that on. And there's some bolts here. And there's original gas lines and pipes and stuff. All that needs to get out of there. And then I'm going to start painting it. I'll get a wire brush and take off any loose, I'm going to have to hit that. There's some loose old paint that's going to have to come off. There is going to be some prepping. I was hoping it wasn't going to take much prepping, but it is. It's going to take a little bit. So I've got to clean and prep that so I can paint it. I'm going to do what I can around the wheels for now. Those wheels probably, when I'm allowed to, I want to take them in and get them seated again. Those are nylon, so those will probably still be good for the rest of my life if they're taken care of. It looks like I've got two good tires over there that hold air. Well, maybe not. That one doesn't look like. That one holds air. These are off the rim. I might switch some tires around if I can get... Nope, that's off the rim. That's a problem. Yeah, I need to get them reseated. This one's holding air. And I'd like to get all the tires fixed up. And anyway, I'm going to take all these bolts off. That one's bent. It's going to require a little bit of spot welding later as well. Good experience to get that welder going and start learning. Wow, that's like a spongy. Oh, that's weird. Wow. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to get to it. That's good resources. Cutting off anything non-essential, stripping it just to the trailer. All these bolts are hard though because they're wobbly on there. So I gotta get a vice grip on them, clamp them down so I can hit them with a Sawzall. This is not easy. Stripping this out is taking longer than anything else. I have to go so slow on this. The reason is I have to hold the battery. The sawzall's worn out and the battery doesn't stick anymore. So it's a two-handed job. It's not a one-handed deal. Awkward. Very awkward. Got it. And that's what I gotta do. All the way around. Stripping this is gonna take some time. These bolts should come out easier. The heads are still up. Let's see. Battery swap. I didn't think that one was going to last. Need a crowbar. That's rusted in there. Nothing is easy on an old trailer. Once the bolts are done though, shouldn't be as hard. I don't know. That one's coming out. That one's coming. I bend it, or was it like that? I don't know if I bent that or was it like that. I just got that the other day, free. Got some bonfire material later when we're allowed. I'll have to clean all that off with rust and keep on going. I've got just one bolt over here and 1, 2, 3, 4 here for some reason, and I'm not sure about that step. This is going to need some welding if I'm going to keep it. But I do want to keep the framing. More is better. And probably going to reinforce those welds because the welds are old. I got to take my camera in to charge while I cut the rest of these off. But real quick, you can have a look. Strip down to the frame. Nothing else there. Just those bolts now. Well, I've been sanding all day on this. You can see where I've sanded this whole side. You can see where I didn't get inside there yet. And I've been working on, I've got the whole top surface done, all the way from front to back. All the top surface is done. I've got this whole side done. And I worked inside around that section and started on that section, but unfortunately I was checking the weather and it's going to rain the next 2 days and then be in the 30s all the way till Friday, a week from now. So I think what I'm going to end up doing, so I can at least work during that period, is I'm going to get the top surface painted all the way around. Now I've got some thinking I'm doing here. I've got some 2x6 lumber I can put up as framing. Obviously I have to cut it to fit over here, but I'm going to use, because I have it on hand, I've got some 2x6s, and that'll be for the decking. So I'll have 3 2x6s. One will go across the whole, from end to end, the whole middle, and then frame that in. And then my planks can go on there. But I've got to paint this first. So I think I've got to shift my actions right now and paint the top and paint what I have done for now. I can do the decking throughout the next week, and I can finish painting, sanding, scraping, and painting. Even if I have to crawl underneath there later, I can do that afterwards. Actually, I could jack this up easy enough, turn the thing over on its side, jack it up or something, but I want to frame that deck in and see, because the weather is not going to hold out for me very long. If I was to finish sanding today, then it's going to be rained on for the next at least 2 to 3 days, and that's not good. So I've got to paint what I've got done. That's it. That's all there is to it. Oh, I was using my Ryobi battery powered drill. I went through 3 batteries already. Well, the camera was in charging. I went through 3 of the batteries to get to what I got done. So right now I'm just going to use a brush, dust it off, and get some painting done. I just got to do what I got to do because of the weather. I got Tractor Supply rust colored primer, which I'm going to start putting on here. I decided to go with the primer instead of a finishing paint because I can always finish this in a future time with some paint. That's actually too big for this, if I need to, but I mean, I will have to. The primer obviously is just that, it's a primer. It's a surface preparation. But I wanted to go with the primer to stick to the metal better. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not going to have to be pretty or anything, because it is just a primer. And I'm not an expert at painting, so probably some people are cringing and having fits right now at my methods. But I'll get it on there, and we'll have it done. It's actually filling in the rust gaps very nicely. I don't know what it'll look like in the end, but for now I'm filling it. It's a thick coat. It's supposed to stop rust or prevent rust. So we'll see if it works out. Now, I'm going to paint what I can today, as long as I have day to paint. I'll see what the daytime allows here. I can get as much done as I can. Those welding spots are really nasty. All the weld joints. So I'll get this done. You don't have to watch me paint. Now, guys, is the great time to give me those watching paint dry comments that you love to say so much. Here, why don't you watch paint dry for a few minutes? The whole top is done. Now again, that's rust colored primer all the way around. The top is done, the top only. I still got a lot of work to do when the weather permits. Now I still have some time, and I've sanded all this side, all of it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that now too. It's going pretty smooth. And then if I can get in here without touching anything with my clothes, I've already sanded this center section. And I can get in there and do that. But as a start at least, once I paint it properly, we'll have a nice looking trailer. I'll do the tires and the axle and everything else with time. I have said I'm not a painter, right? So if anybody's freaking out, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get primer on this before it starts getting cold out and I gotta quit for the day. Just trying to get all the services done. It's thick, thick stuff. Well, keep at it. Get what I can today. Well, that makes a huge difference just with the primer. I wish I had time to do it all. So the top surfaces are done and this whole side is done. Even the little wings here, the bracing is done all the way around on them on this whole end. And that's all I'll be able to do today. That'll be it today. So next time, weather permits, I can finish all that. But I can start measuring and cutting the deck like I did in my off-grid tiny house in New York, which was on a camper frame. And I always said I'll never gut out a camper again like that. And here I am, gutted out a camper and I'm painting it again. Said I never would, and here I am. But I guess things change. What I was saying, I can make the floor in sections. So there's one section to there to the wheels, a second section in between the wheels, and a third section in the back, and they can all bolt on to the base separately, and everything will be fine like that then. So that's how it's going to be, probably. Because then if I want to get under there and do some more work, I can just unbolt a segment, work on the floor, and carry on. I'll see how it goes. Well, for today, that's the end of this story. But I got to get paint on there again later. That's just a primer. And I still got to do the paint once the primer's done. So this is probably going to be a long-term project. And like I said, the flooring is going to be temporary, because I really want to do this upright. So thanks for watching, guys. Please like, subscribe, and share, and follow my daily videos as I strive to be fully self-sufficient and off the grid on a budget. Having our own portable lumber mill is definitely self-sufficient. It's going to make a big, big difference in our homestead, in our lives, and it could make us some good money. Talk to you all later.